Today is the 23rd day of Advent, and it is also the winter solstice, the longest night of the year. Now, the Church marks this day with the longest night service, also known as the Blue Christmas service. On this night, which is quite literally the longest, darkest night, it's become tradition to honor those who have lost loved ones, to honor those who are experiencing grief, and to build a time for people to express their grief, their loneliness, their doubt, and their pain in the midst of what can be an overwhelmingly, relentlessly cheerful season. Today is the feast of St. Thomas the Apostle who doubted Jesus' resurrection, who said, "I cannot believe unless I touch, unless I see." And the good news for us today is that, like Thomas, when we doubt, when we fear, Jesus doesn't abandon us. Instead, like Thomas, he says, "See, touch, and believe." And so, as we affirm that to struggle with grief and doubt does not separate us from God, we pray. We pray for those we have lost. We pray for those experiencing loss, which is particularly prevalent this year. We pray for those times when we find it hard to see the light. And we give thanks for those who have borne the light for us, because there is always some light, no matter how dark a time it may be. And on this longest night, this day that we literally spend the shortest number of hours in light and the greatest number of hours in darkness, we proclaim the hope of it being the longest night. Because if tonight is longest, that means tomorrow will be a shorter night and a longer day. And that slowly but surely and reliably, we will go towards more and more light. We have hit the darkest point of the year. It will only grow lighter after this. And so we do light candles this day, but the candles are not to try to deny the darkness. They're not to try to ignore it. In fact, if there were no darkness, we would not need to light candles. The candles themselves are a way of being defiant against the dark, a hope saying, yes, today it is dark. Today I mourn and I grieve, but there is hope that these will not get the last words. The longest night reminds us that we do not do this alone. We travel this road in the company with God who made us, the God who loves us and the God who walks this path with us. And we walk it with one another. We hold light and hope for each other. On days that I cannot see the light, you hold it for me. And on days that the darkness overwhelms you, I will hold light for you. On this longest night, we remember the presence of those in our lives who love us. Whether they are able to be with us physically or metaphorically, we remember that we are loved and we are cherished by our human family, by our community, and most importantly, and surely, by God. We are promised a new day. We are promised that the night does not get the last say, that God will one day wipe every tear from our eye. And like the Apostle Thomas, who could not believe that Jesus had risen, we too do not let doubt have the last word. Because Thomas, who was so sure that this was impossible, Thomas went to India to proclaim the risen Christ with joy, with courage, and with sure faith in God's love and strength. It is okay to mourn. It is okay to grieve. It is okay to admit our feelings of darkness, because they will not last. The day will dawn, and God's love will be there for us, lighting our way, guiding our path, pushing us towards love. A blessed longest night to you.